I continue talking about various models of the open innovation approach. Just a quick reminder what open innovation is. Open innovation is an approach to innovation when a company works with external parties, other organizations to, innovate, create new products, new technologies, or when they do so in order to share their existing technologies and knowledge that they might not use for their products and that they might share with these external parties and help these parties innovate, or when the company basically does both, when they both work with other organizations to innovate for their products and processes, or when they also give what they have to other businesses. And the approach when a business uses some organizations and their capabilities and knowledge to create innovation is called inbound open innovation. And last time I was talking about collaborative projects and challenges, which is an inbound open innovation model. I hope it's clear. And today I want to say a few words about collaborative competitions, which are somehow similar to collaborative projects and challenges, yet have quite some peculiarities and should be used for different challenges. It's a very special type of open innovation projects. It's a rare type of the project. I have quite a lot to say about this one because, I worked with these projects at the company called I Know Who. So yeah, I know quite a lot about them, and let me share what I know, their pros and cons, how expensive they are, and more. So yeah, let's talk about collaborative competitions in open innovation. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa and I've been working for more than 5 years on organizing collaborative university competitions for world well-known companies to solve their extreme innovation challenges. And now I continue my journey with the goal to foster innovation by helping different parties of the innovation process collaborate and co-create. On this channel, I explore collaborative projects for innovation management, share my experience in managing these projects and processes, and uncover strategies for making collaboration efforts more effective. So, what is a collaborative competition when we talk about it in the context of open innovation? First of all, it's a type of an open innovation project during which you are trying to solve a very specific innovation problem your company has. And in order to do so, you invite a number of external partners. It's very similar to a hackathon concept. However, it takes much longer, from a couple of months to approximately a year. So in that sense, it's really closer to conventional collaborative projects in open innovation. So you gather a number of teams coming from relatively the same type of organizations. For example, you gather a number of universities, or you gather a number of startups, or a number of research organizations, or it might be a mix actually of all these different organizations. But all of them, all these organizations, they basically have the same goal. They need to solve an innovation challenge that you present. And the winning partner, the one who proposes the most suitable solution, gets a reward. So basically wins this competition. So yeah, you basically make a competition. You ask your collaboration partners to compete to solve your challenge, solve your problem for a reward. But I have mentioned that it's collaborative competitions, not just competitions. So apart from competing, you make these teams collaborate at the same time. Collaborative competitions, they combine collaboration and competition, and it might seem counterintuitive or strange, really strange at first when you hear it, and you might ask yourself why these competing organizations that want to win would also collaborate. Why would they do it? And there are different reasons why it happens and why such projects are possible. So first of all, in such cases, we introduce a financial reward specifically for collaboration. For example, we measure the amount of contributions each team made into solutions of other teams, into their success. And getting the reward, this financial reward, is not the only reason why competing teams in innovation projects cooperate. Among other incentives for researchers in general, not just in these specific projects, is solving the puzzle. So just solving this challenge that you present is one of the main incentives for scientists. That's why they are ready to collaborate to achieve this goal. It's natural in the scientific world, and lots of scientists, they share that one of the reasons why they decided to pursue their scientific careers was they were interested in solving puzzles. And also we can talk here about the nature of scientific research knowledge. It has to be shared. It's an intrinsic feature for science. So, well, it's really natural for researchers to share their knowledge. You can actually find more about these concepts in the book that is called How Economics Shapes Science by Paula Stephan. Moreover, another reason why these teams cooperate is this very special project environment that either you or another organization that facilitates the project has to create. And these teams, they have this shared goal they need to achieve, and the whole environment, like the whole project environment that is created, kind of pushes them towards not only competing but helping each other and communicating a lot. This is such a great type of project. I really love these projects, but they are very rare because it's very difficult to conduct them. And as I mentioned, I worked at the company where we conducted such projects. That's where I got my experience, and that's why I continue exploring collaborative competitions in the form of the hackathons with my company, Disruptive. So that's what we do. And I believe that one of the biggest advantages such types of open innovation projects give is that both competition and collaboration, when you combine them, they accelerate your progress. You might get the solution for your problem much faster than when you just do it with one team during your regular collaborative projects. It's just faster to develop the solution that you need because you have more teams, because the competing environment makes them move faster because they want to be the first ones, because the amount of knowledge that is shared during such projects is very different. There is just more information shared, and collaborative partners, they just have a chance to cover each other's backs in areas where they have disadvantages, where they are not that strong. For example, you might have a team that is very strong in one part of the solution that is needed, and you have a team that is very strong in another part, and you can just combine these two solutions and get what you need. There is also just much more creativity in this type of projects. There is more openness, and again, like this knowledge and everything is shared during these projects, and teams are usually quite open to talk to each other and to cooperate and to create something new. This is just, that's the nature of these projects. And just think about it for a moment. Think about how much more you can get when you invite a number of teams from the outside. You can use teams from adjacent areas, and it's much more easier to work with them during such projects because they acquire knowledge about your products, about your processes, about your area much faster when they have other teams that could help them, and they can come up with a solution faster. So it's just a great way to invite absolutely various teams that are strong in different fields, in different areas, and get the ideal solution for your difficult challenge that you really need. So what are these projects good for? As I have mentioned, they are really good to solve very difficult challenges, very ambitious challenges, ambitious problems. For example, something that you have been trying to solve for a while, but you were not able to do it with your internal R&D team, or if you need to solve a difficult challenge rather quickly. For example, there is new legislation coming soon, a new standard, or your competitor is about to introduce a new technology and you want to beat them quickly, outperform them with your new solution quickly. So something that is very ambitious, but also something that is strategically important for the company that you should really do. And that's when it's better to go with such projects. And why do you need to actually choose not only ambitious but strategically important challenges for such projects? Well, because they are quite expensive. Well, at least the ones that I participated in, they were quite expensive, and it's completely normal because, first of all, they are much more difficult to manage, much more difficult to organize. You also get a number of teams to work with. You also get a number of solutions from each team that you could use later on. Such projects also last from a couple of months to a year, or even sometimes to a couple of years. So you have to invest your money, the time of your team, of course. Well, just like with any other open innovation project, but here you need to invest even more just because you have more teams to manage, to work with. Yes, teams work and they expect, if they win the challenge, they expect to get a reward, but you should also remember that you still have to pay for research to all the teams that participate in this project, because it's not like hackathons. When you conduct a project for a couple of days only, the level of involvement from your collaborative partners is very different here. So you still must cover the basics. You still have to cover their work. And we also need to invest in materials, sometimes in equipment, in trips, in visiting your partners. And again, because you invite a number of them, it will be trips to different locations, of course. So to give you a very, very rough estimate of how much it can cost, I think from like 200,000 to a couple of millions. That's how much you need to be ready to pay. And even like 200,000, it's going to be difficult to do something with this money, but it's definitely not for every company. And that's why we worked mostly with large businesses only. Now let's talk about challenges and disadvantages of such projects. And there are lots of them. And first of all, Something that I have to mention is that these projects are very risky because you invest a lot of money into solving a difficult to solve innovation challenge. But we know that innovation is sort of random. It's very difficult to predict an outcome. We increase our chances of success by inviting a number of teams, by making them compete and collaborate, but there is a big chance that the project will be unsuccessful, and you still have to keep this in mind. This is a normal thing, something you should remember. I don't think that you can have a 100% guarantee that your project is going to be successfully completed, so you're going to invest a lot of money, but you will not get a solution you expect at the end of the project. Doesn't mean that they don't have other advantages and other things that you will certainly get at the end of it. So it's not like you're gonna get this money and live with nothing. No, you will gain lots of knowledge, you will gain lots of information and data that you can use later on, but there is a chance that what you expect will not come at the end of the project. Another thing is these projects are very difficult to conduct, they're very difficult to manage. Think about inviting up to 10 teams from all over the world, some of them working in areas that are not directly related to yours, coming from organizations with very different work cultures. Having a facilitator is a plus. Definitely inviting someone with experience to conduct these projects is a plus, but still, such projects require a lot of preparation from the business side as well, so that you don't waste your money and increase your chances of success. Because a lot depends on you too. Even with having a facilitator, experienced facilitator for your project, still, you need to be invested and you need to invest time and energy as well. And honestly, if you have never tried conducting open innovation projects, I don't think you should do it. I think it's better to start with something less expensive and less difficult. Also, it's quite challenging to organize a legal framework. There are many pitfalls you need to be aware of and that you need to take into account. Open innovation projects with only one collaborative partner are legally challenging because of risks associated with data privacy, security, information leakage. And here you have more partners. That's even more risks. And of course, all other issues of open innovation projects are applied to this type of projects as well. And I would say in greater volume, from choosing the right challenge to solve, and you have to be especially careful with this one, to who owns the intellectual property rights at the end of the project. So again, these projects are very risky, yet the reward you might get is greater. Just think about it, like getting a real chance to solve a stubborn problem or introducing a new product in the market before your competitor is worth it. It's a risk, yes, but innovation is all about risk, let's be honest. And I plan to make a video soon about what you need to do to make sure your open innovation projects, including collaborative competitions, benefit your company, even in case of not solving the problem that you have. Because trust me, what you can get from these projects are much more than just a product to commercialize. So I hope you will see that these projects are really worth it. And when it comes to examples, well, the company I was working for conducted various challenges for Unilever, for Kraft Heinz, for Porsche, Philips, BASF, and many other companies. So yeah, there are quite some examples, and yeah, it's the type of the projects that I love the most. I hope this video was useful for you and you learned a little bit more about open innovation models. And I'm going to continue my series with other models. We still have quite a few to cover within inbound open innovation, then we have outbound open innovation and coupled open innovation as well. And meanwhile, I wish you good luck with your open innovation and closed innovation projects. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you have thoughts, insights, ideas, anything, also the comment section is open for everything. And yeah, or you can just text me on LinkedIn. You'll find the link in the description below. So good luck with your projects and hope to see you next time. Bye!